Hey, you're the video. What? What video? I do not know what the hell you are talking about. If this a joke, get lost. I'm not in the mood for it. Oh, come on. Video. Changing your clothes in the bathroom. It has been doing the rounds on internet. Now, everybody is talking about it. Boy, you still got it, Grandma. Hi, I'm Eliza, and this is the story of how my mother-in-law, Linda, caught a bullet for me. This is the tale of our most recent family vacation. Those outings, elements of forced family fun that we didn't necessarily understand or appreciate at the time, are where you formed your cherished memories. But they also wound up serving as our tradition every few years to check in and reconnect, to mend those inevitable breaks in our extended differently lives. We were not very close by and large, but these trips provided an opportunity to fulfill those roles as siblings, build memories together with stronger family ties, and support a sense of unity. To be honest, my husband, Joshua, and I were not exactly thrilled. Visiting Joshua's mother, Linda, was never an especially joyful experience. She had a way of getting the drizzling mood to her side, and so was as good at family bonding, if there ever were such a thing. Guess what, everyone? We are heading off for our family trip soon. Her eyes shone with excitement, but Joshua and I exchanged looks which reflected the tangled bundle of nerves that had us all in their clutches. My mother-in-law has appeared to be hell-bent on continuing the tradition whilst we have been quietly dropping hints how less and less keen we were. Oh, the tradition lives on. Clearly I am no stranger to ridicule or of being a victim, but when my voice is mocked by someone so close as the mother herself and with such accuracy, in return, and not even recalling one instance until suddenly reminded, well, Mom, whereas if I've ever doubted that your mom secretly, Christian J. butted in, we laughed at Joshua's remark, albeit with a sour taste of truth following it. What were once a joyful exercise in family outings had turned into some unholy trinity of entertainment, frustration, and smoldering resentment. So when we both sat to talk about what our future plans are, I just started blurting out my insecurities as Joshua. I was like, we should be excited for the trip, but you know, Linda, I just pray she will react differently this time, but it does leave me a tad wary. I know, Eliza. We've had our struggles with her, that's for sure, but maybe this will be the chance to make some memories. We are going to get into it with an open mind and try to make the most of this, all right. However, before we could set off on the biggest journey of our lives thus far, there was one very important job to be done, and that was finding the ideal place for us to stay. Separate housing from my mother-in-law was this mean to have more privacy, but also stop us killing each other. We were desperate to have a space of our own in which we could turn out the lights and be alone with ourselves, recharge all on our lonesome for either sleep or solitude while indulging one interest without society crowding us. To the sounds of our wailing wallets, hundreds gathered to burn in capitalistic fire as we highlighted multiple tabs on a spreadsheet and turned hours into days looking for that really perfect Airbnb. Our needs were simple, something that would connect us to the peace and serenity of this coastal property with stunning views across it, and something modern. At long last, and after all of that research, we found a gem, Sunset Serenity. Josh, I've got it. This is the perfect place for you and me to take kids when we go on our fanvac. It's named Sunset Haven, and it is stunning. These astonishing photos will make you never believe it. Show me. We put our heads together and read the listing on Airbnb. Yes, it was a little expensive, but so much of what I read seemed to pay for itself with its benefits. We were so intent on Sunset Haven we made the booking happily knowing this place would be it for a memorable family experience. For days he spoke of sandy castles and long, lingering over seafood meals before night gathered everyone under its dome. The day when we left finally came. The trunk was full of suitcases and beach paraphernalia. My mother-in-law, Linda stepped through the door with us and took a slow walkabout. Well, what a stunning place. Excellent choice. I know, right? This is where we chose after Joshua and I spent days looking for the ideal location. Yeah, you know what, dear? I'll just stay here then. This is just too sexy, she said. She was nothing if not entitled about it. Out of the blue, Linda made a statement that took Joshua and me by surprise. Mom, I don't understand. You have your own booking. Why steal ours? A man from Argentina, what about your own room? Well, sweetheart, this place is far more me. Look how luxurious it is. The other one you two can handle now. Hurry along. Linda, why we picked this Airbnb item type immediate. But Linda, we picked this Airbnb specifically because it suited us. This is where my family and I were really excited to stay. Mom, can we stick to our initial plans? This Airbnb was booked by Eliza. Changing plans now would not be right. Joshua, we are a family, and you would have a weird relationship with your mother. I just feel like this small, tired thing, and I need a soft place to land. And there it was, her ability to manipulate her very own son into feeling like a piece of shit. And with all I've done for you since you were a baby, Joshua, can't the very least kneesies do the arm over and humor your old dear? How did you release it in your sleep, while turning over under the covers to avoid doing as mother asked? That was a tool Linda used time and time again. By playing on his heartstrings made him question what he had done. All right, fine, mother. You can share a room like we said you would have to in the beginning, this one time, but no more. We knew if we tried to fight it, that breath would be wasted and impossible because there was no winning against her despite how present she could get sometimes. And with that we, begrudgingly, left our Airbnb and moved to Linda's old room. We saw the room and we entered there. A feeling of decease completed us. Linda clearly selected the unsuitable choice of seating deliberately. She had no intention to inconvenience us at that time. The room was tiny, filled with old furniture and a smell that lingered. The mattress, overused and old, had a deep sag in the middle that made me feel like I might actually roll into it if no one else was there. The bathroom was tiny, old-fashioned, and the shower ran out nearly a drip. It was nothing like the Airbnb we booked initially, and I knew in my heart that it will be an unpleasant stay for weeks. I'm not going to lie. My mom must have reserved this room to punish us. Or this might be more like the lowest-rated room in the entire app. You think? I wouldn't put it past her. She's an imp that knows how to take charge and turn everything back to her. The springs squeaked every time the mattress, covered with a lacy quilt, dimpled as we shifted our weight on the first night's sleep, that more tossing and turning. We knew that if we failed to get the good night of sleep our bodies needed, and this would lead us into a morning in which we were walking zombies. We had trouble with a few on and off situations throughout the day. The endless interruptions in the form of noise from other rooms and barely functioning Wi-Fi started to drive me crazy. We were utterly unaware that our uncomfortable concessions would be nothing in comparison to what challenges my mother-in-law was going to go through this year. Following the unforeseen room change, we were up bright and early to enjoy our family vacation. The day spread before us like a painting on the front of a postcard. Laughter ringing off the edge of land, sand crunching into our soles and salt water lapping as we soaked in what only that moment could hold for joy. So Linda went to a kiosk on the beach, but that elation twisted into embarrassment when her card was declined. And I said, "Pineapple mango smoothie, STAT. That will be $5.95. It was kindly declined, sorry ma'am. Linda's face turned red with embarrassment when she overheard a few of the other beachgoers turn her way. What? That's impossible. Try it again. What on earth could the mistake be? The cashier tried to swipe it once more just like the customer wanted. No mistake, ma'am. Your card has been declined. You know what, actually we cannot accept this credit card. Do you have another form of payment? Hurt and humiliated, Linda quickly scooted back out to Joshua. Joshua, can I have some of your drink? Mom, you do know you can purchase a set of your own? There's a stall right there. She drank all of Joshua's drink without leaving any for him. I did, but my card supposedly got declined. Are you sure everything is right with your finances, Mom? Perhaps we can see it tomorrow. It's fine. The cashier is a new hire, and I do not think he knows how to use the card. I just wanted to continue not wasting your breath on him, so I ran away. Linda's face. Embarrassment, annoyance while passing someone who noticed it. I remember this face. Wait a minute, you are the one from that video I saw. It rang out and Linda paled, her mouth parting in an expression of shock as she looked at the nurse. What video? Why are you talking shit? I really don't know. If this is some sort of prank, please quit and move on. I'm not in the mood for it. Oh, come on. You mean the bathroom changing into video? It has gone a bit viral online. It has been all the rage lately. My God, grandmother, you have not lost your touch. Linda's face fell, her voice shook as she swapped worried glances with Joshua. Hey, stop that. That's not funny. That was totally something my mother would never do. You must be mistaken. I mean, not saying it's her or anything because it was dark and all, but this person, hesitant, looks exactly like the girl in that video. Well, take your look, Hera. He looked at the screen hesitantly and narrowed his eyes closer, looking as someone changed clothes in what seems to be a restroom. Finally, it dawned on Linda, as her eyes opened wide. It really was she. Joshua felt his heart sink at the sight of it and immediately turned away. Not wishing to cause her any more shame, he chose to pretend otherwise. Yeah, I see it. But nope, that's not her. No, I mean, have you seen this picture of her? I'm positive. Trust me, that's a random. You should really think twice before you call a random person that. Joshua glowered at the stranger, signaling him to get lost. The passerby muttered an apology and continued on his merry way. We quickly scurried back to our Airbnb, both of us trying to process that unsettling realization. Joshua's protective side kicked in, and he wanted to know more. He went over the room with a fine comb, checking every nook and cranny to try and find out exactly why that discovery had been so irksome. As Joshua entered the restroom, he noticed something strange. In one of the corners there was a little screw that was not like other ones on it, and when he took better look, he found lens in the top side hidden below it. The bathroom from end to end was an elaborate labyrinth of concealed cameras. Every angle, every intimate moment secretly filmed without our knowledge or assent. And we have a camera in there. And also there, someone's been spying on you. And I'm very confident that they were also harvesting your card info from it. This is why it fell earlier. Linda was shell-shocked and she felt instant fear running through her spine. Oh my, someone did this. My life is officially ruined. I don't deserve this at all. Versus you two should spy on him. We gave her a pass on some of the nonsense and borderline offensive things she said because we figured it's just panic talking. Suddenly refueled by the fire of urgency, we grabbed our bags again and bolted out of that room, which had turned into an unlivable visual recounting of her personhood. Linda's face blanched in no small horror of her actions. Now she was forced to reside in the less luxurious room that she actually opted for. The sight and feel of the supper space made Linda cringe. She started walking towards the antique kitchenette, hoping to pacify her irritation with a simple meal. But those plans were quickly abandoned when she saw the lack of silverware and the only real items in there. She tried to concentrate on reading a book of her own instead, but the poor lighting and moldy smell in the room just made it worse. All she did was sigh, understanding what the family outing meant for her, nowhere near where one would have thought it is. Linda felt like a prisoner and grew to miss the confines of the room, refusing ever again at whatever cost. Too great for anyone else involved, if she had any say in it, to leave. She was ashamed to even face her world now that she ended up in a humiliating way creepy, not long back. Joshua and I, meanwhile, wasted no time in planning our next adventure whilst still on vacation. You're still going out? You wouldn't really leave me here in this place, right? Oh, Joshua, your mother is all alone. Kinda almost a whole world against me. Mom, we planned these activities and paid for them. Nor would it be fair to the two people that we did go. I guess you can just travel with us then. Honestly, thinking that we were going to tramp off without you. No thanks. Have fun without me then. Your own mother. I suppose I am just here to screw it all up. He knew what followed her words, the ever-stinging passive-aggressiveness and guilt-tripping she used yet again. He played it off by acting like he didn't catch the subtext and outrageously misunderstood Linda's words. Thank you, Mom. I knew you'd understand. You too, okay? Because it is a really fun place to be in. Like, you must have booked this for a purpose, right? Linda was able to stay back with her, while Joshua and I conquered the big colorful outside. She enviously looked out the window, seeing Joshua with his adolescent headstrong and free spirit. I just really hope she had plenty of hours in that mediocre room to think about how short-lived entitlement is compared to genuine happiness. Linda counted the days in drudgery, longing for her release to come. Her card had been used for financial fraud, and she sparred with a bank agent about it. And little else scratched that off her list. The misery of the room seemed to leech her spirit. And then there was Joshua, and ours had been filled with mirth. My mother-in-law has always been one of the most confident people I know, but Karma sure knew how to humble her ass. Well, Linda, that's to let you know the grass ain't always greener in the other room.